Hi guys, this is Atul Shingarwad again. In my last video, we have seen the concept regarding FP growth. Okay, we have seen it by using certain example how we can generate FP tree by making use of certain data set to find out the frequent patterns. If you remember, we are dealing with the scalable frequent mining methods, among which we have seen a priori algorithm as one of the frequent mining method, and we found that in case of a priori algorithm lot of scans are to be generated. So to reduce those number of scans, we have another approach that was known as what FP growth, frequent pattern tree growth, where the advantage is that in case of a priori algorithm where we have to generate many number of candidates, there is no candidate generation in case of this what we can say FP growth tree. Now here in this particular video we are going to generate what we can say the conditional pattern base or conditional patterns from that particular what we can say FP tree, okay, frequent pattern tree. Now let us discuss how it can be done. Now, so this is what our topic, finding patterns having P from P conditional database. Okay, clear? So let me clear here. For doing this particular approach or finding patterns having P from P conditional databases, that is generally known as what we can say the conditional pattern base. Okay, we need to construct a FP tree first, and how that particular FP tree along with header table, how that is constructed, that we have already discussed in the last video. Okay, if you remember, we have constructed what we can say the FP tree, and for FP tree construction we know that the header table is required, and by making use of that header table that FP tree is constructed. And this is what we can say here in this particular example. We can say this is what a header table that is formed for a particular type of transaction database, and from that header table this is what the FP tree that is already constructed. So we will take this as the initial step for this particular what we can say a conditional pattern base. Okay, now what this particular conditional pattern base is. Now if you remember, whatever a priori algorithm and what we can say the frequent pattern tree algorithm or frequent pattern tree method that we have to use to find out the frequent patterns, that works on what we can say the hierarchical basis. Okay, whereas there are some of the methods, okay, that are used to find out what we can say the frequent patterns which works on vertical basis also. Okay, so here we are going to find out the conditional pattern base from this particular what we can say FP tree which is already constructed. Okay, now the algorithmic steps for finding out this conditional pattern base is that the first step that we have already written here, starting at the frequent item header table in the FP tree. So we have to start from this particular what we can say the frequent item header table in this particular FP tree. So if we give here, this header table consists of what we can say two columns, item and then frequency headers. Okay, now for a particular certain database that I have already shown in my last video, that was generally called as what we can say the transaction database, we are having these particular items. Okay, which one? F, C, A, B, M and P. Okay, those are having frequency headers like this. If you remember, I have taken that particular minimum support criteria value or threshold value as 3, and that's why I have taken only those items here inside this particular header table that satisfies that particular minimum threshold value. Okay, other values like what we can say the other values may be considered as the D item set or the item set having value D, then we can have the item set having value G, I. If you remember my last video, those are ignored here because that do not satisfy that particular minimum support criteria. Now while writing this particular frequency header table, okay, you know that frequency header table should be written in the what we can say order of what we can say the occurrences of those particular items. So the most frequently items that occurs, that should be written first, and likewise we can have the what we can say the order of other items also. So this is what we can say the frequency or frequent item header table, and that is always constructed for that particular FP tree approach. Then from this frequency header table, we have calculated this particular header table. Sorry, we have calculated this particular what we can say tree that is drawn here. Okay. Then what is the second step? So for having what we can say the conditional pattern base, that we have to traverse this FP tree by following the link of each frequent item P. Okay. What we have to do here? We have to traverse this FP tree by following the link of each frequent item P. Okay, so we have to traverse it, of course. Then in last step for construction of this conditional pattern base, okay, what we have to do? We have to accumulate all the transform prefix path. Okay, now see, okay, here in this particular figure, okay, whenever we consider any of the item, okay, we have to take the prefix path. Prefix means uske pehle wala path, prefix path of that particular item, and all those particular prefix path for a particular item is considered as what we can say the conditional pattern base. Okay, yes, I will explain that with the help of example again. So what is the third step? We have to accumulate all the transform prefix path of item P to form P's conditional pattern base. Now remember, whatever number of items are here, for every item we can find out what we can say the conditional pattern base, and that is generally denoted as P's conditional pattern base. Whatever, we can consider it as M conditional pattern base, or we can have, suppose if we find it for C, we can consider it as C's conditional pattern base. So we have to find out the conditional pattern base for every item here. Now how this conditional pattern base is formed, that is very important one here. Okay, so how to find out the conditional pattern base, that is already given in second step. What we have to do? We have to traverse this FP tree, whatever FP tree is constructed. How this FP tree is constructed? So that is constructed from this header table which is given in first step. Okay, and that particular I have explained in my last video. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to traverse this FP tree by following the link of each frequent item P. यानी जो भी हम इसके अंदर का फ्रीक्वेंट आइटम ले रहे हैं उसका जो प्रीफिक्स ट्री है उसको हमें ट्रैवर्स कराना है, और जितने ज्यादा व्हाट वी कैन से कंडीशनल पैटर्न्स हम बनाएंगे उसके अंदर उसको हमें लिखना है, एंड एट दैट टाइम आफ्टर वी हैव टू अप्लाई दिस थर्ड स्टेप, दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू accumulate all the transform prefix paths of item P to form P's conditional pattern base. Now how it is done here? Now this is what a table that shows what we can say the conditional pattern basis. We are having different items like C, A, B, M and P. Now why we have started with C? Okay, so we can have whatever, we can start from any of the value, but generally it is given that we should start from what we can say the item with lowest frequency. Okay, item with lowest frequency. So we can have for item C. Now if we observe here, item C is there. Okay, of course we are considering this particular header tree for frequency minimum support criteria or frequency equals to 3. So we are having C here. Now if we observe for this particular C, there is only one path. Okay, because C appears only once here, and of course the C is also there. Okay, so for this particular C with value 1, frequency value 1, there is directly a root node. But for this particular C with frequency value 3, okay, we are having from root to C a path that is gone through that particular F, and that's why the prefix of this particular C is written as F, and that is considered as what we can say the conditional pattern base for C. So C के लिए conditional pattern base कितना हुआ? F3. Why F3? Because of course we are here considering only those items having frequency 3 or more than 3. So we are having C as a frequency 3, and for that particular purpose whatever F comes with frequency value 4, that should be written as 3, and that's why the conditional pattern base is F3. Now if we observe the second item A here in this particular diagram, now this A appears here. Okay, this A appears here as well as of course the A appears only once. Okay, so A appears here. Now for this particular A, okay, the path starting from this particular root is F and C. Okay, of course even if this F is written as 4, C is written as 3, but because the A is having frequency 3, Okay, we will write as FC with the value what we can say 3. So FC3 is considered as what we can say the conditional pattern base for A. Okay, then we are having a B value or B item. Now for B, suppose if we observe here, the B comes thrice, of course, with B1, B1 and B1. So B value is of course 3. Okay, now if we go through this particular path, okay, for this particular one value, okay, so we will have FCA. This is what we can say the traverse path. Okay, as it is already said in second step, we have to traverse. So FCA is considered as one of the path with the value 1, and that's why we will write what we can say for B, FCA with the value frequency value 1. Okay, another path is there for B. Okay, where we are having from root F and then B. It means that in between root and B there comes what F, and that comes of course we are going for one frequency value, and that's why it is written as F1. Then if we observe here this C, okay, it is directly written as C equals to 1 or C value frequency value as 1, because after root directly there comes C. Of course, so likewise what we can do, we can find out the frequencies of each of the item. Then if we go with this particular M, okay, so here this M appears as 2, okay, M की value 2 है, frequency value यहाँ पे कितनी है 2 है, और कहाँ पे M आया है, यहाँ पे आया है. Okay, so for M we have to calculate the frequency occurrence of 2 as well as what we can say 1. So for this particular one M2 we are having the path from F, C and A, and that should be written as what we can say 2, even if the F value frequency value is given as 4, C value is given as 3, A value is given as 3, but as we are finding the frequency value for 2, then this FCA should be written as what we can say 2. Then another M that appears here, okay, so if we traverse we are having, and of course the frequency value is given as 1, so we are having FCA and then B, and that's why we have written here FCAB and the value with what 1. Likewise for P we are having FCAM with the frequency value 2, and of course for P, okay, here is the P value, what we can say here is the P value, so we can have what we can say FCAM, but as we are going for 2 frequency value, it should be written with 2. And another P is also there here, okay, with the 1 frequency value, so we are having CB, so CB is written as well. So these are what we can say the conditional pattern bases that we have found for each of what we can say the item in the item set. Okay, so this is what the algorithm, of course. In the algorithm already we have done the first step, that is what the header table is already constructed. From that particular header table the frequency tree is already drawn. Then what the second step is there, we have traversed this particular FP tree, okay, by following the link of each of the frequent item P. So this is considered as each of the frequent item P. Then what we can say, we have accommodated or accumulated all the transform frequent prefix paths of P के लिए जितने भी prefix paths है उन सबको हमने accommodate कर लिया. So that is considered as what we can say the conditional pattern basis for each of the pattern. Okay. Then once this particular conditional pattern bases are formed, okay, once this particular conditional pattern bases are formed, we can construct the FP tree, which is also considered as conditional FP tree. Getting this? Okay, what we have done? Initially, we have constructed header table. From header table, we have constructed frequent pattern tree. From frequent pattern tree, we have constructed or we have calculated what we can say the conditional patterns. Okay, conditional patterns. Now from that particular conditional pattern basis, okay, we have to construct what a conditional FP tree, and this is what the steps for each pattern base. अभी जो हमने last हर एक pattern base निकाला था, what we have to do? Accumulate all count for each item in the base, then construct the FP tree for the frequent items of the pattern bases. Okay, now this is what our header table again. This is what we can say FP tree again. Now we are going for what we can say M conditional pattern base. Now whatever number of different items are there, for each of the item we can calculate what we can say the conditional pattern basis. Okay, so if we calculate the conditional pattern base for M, okay, so if we observe here we are having M. Okay, so what we are having here for M, we are having FCA. So FCA value, as the M frequency is considered as 2 here, so FCA is considered as what with the value 2. Then another M is here with the frequency value 1. So we can go like what we can say F, C, A and then B, and that's why here we have written F, C, A, B, and that particular value is what 1. So same is the case that we have done earlier. Okay, so suppose if we take this for M, okay, M, then we can construct the conditional FP tree from this conditional pattern base. Okay, this is what M conditional pattern base. Likewise, we can have what we can say P conditional pattern base, B conditional pattern base, A conditional pattern base, even for C conditional pattern base. And for each of the conditional pattern base, this is already done in last slide also. So for each of the conditional pattern base, we are going to construct a tree. Okay, now these are the conditional pattern bases for M. So here how many times this F comes? F comes 2 times and F comes 1 time. Matlab in all F comes 3 times. What about C? C also comes 2 and 1 3 times. What about A? A also comes 2 and 1 3 times. So we have constructed F, C and A. This is what we can say the conditional tree for this particular M conditional pattern base, where the frequency value is given as 3. Now, what are the maximum patterns that can be found from this particular what we can say conditional FP tree? Okay, for M of course, M conditional data set. Okay, so we are having the maximum patterns like what we can say, if we consider this FCA, so we can have the 2 items combination as what we can say FM. Okay, M के साथ अगर combine करेंगे तो, because we are going for M conditional pattern base, so FM, then we can have CM, then we can have AM. If we go for 2 level or 3 level pattern set, then we can have FCM. Okay, 3 level में क्या होगा कि F तो M तो common रहेगा F और C, so FCM, then we can have F, what we can have AM, then even we can have what CAM, so CAM that can also be written as ACM. If we go for 4, then we can have FCAM. Okay, so FCAM, so these all are considered as what we can say the M conditional FP trees. Okay, so this is what we can say the M conditional FP tree construction or conditional FP tree construction from that particular conditional pattern basis. Okay, so likewise we can have, this is what patterns that can be constructed, and this approach of course we know that it is known as what FP growth. So we are growing that particular tree, okay, for many number of patterns. Okay, now this is what the overall idea, again mining frequent patterns with FP tree. So idea is what frequent pattern growth that we have already, I have already seen, already shown. So recursively grow frequent patterns, जैसे अभी हमने M के लिए निकाला था, वैसे ही बाकी जो आइटम्स है उसके लिए फिर से हम कंडीशनल पैटर्न्स निकालते जाएंगे, ट्री कंस्ट्रक्ट करते जाएंगे. So automatically recursively grow frequent patterns by patterns and database pattern partitions. Okay, recursively grow the frequent patterns by patterns. Okay, and database partition. Of course method क्या है उसके लिए, for each frequent item constructs its conditional pattern base and then its conditional FP tree. अभी हमने करके बताया ना, अभी हमने सभी आइटम्स के लिए what we can say frequency conditional pattern basis निकाली, लेकिन हमने M के लिए conditional FP tree construct करके बताया. So what we have to do, we have to construct for each frequent item, we have to construct its conditional pattern base and then its conditional FP tree. Then we have to repeat the process on each newly created conditional FP tree. जितने भी conditional FP tree तैयार होंगे ना, उसके ऊपर फिर से वही process repeat करनी है. So this process again we have to calculate what we can say the conditional pattern basis of conditional FP tree. Again we have to repeat the same thing. कब तक करते जाएंगे? Until the resulting FP tree is empty. Okay, or it contains only one path, एक single path आएगा. Okay, that is what we can say a path will generate all the combinations of its sub patterns or sub paths, each of which is a frequent pattern. So this is what we can say the last step. That is what we can say having only a single path is considered as what a frequent path. Okay, and that can be mined. Now whatever we have discussed, okay, for this particular FP growth. Okay, so why this FP growth is a winner? Of course, why not a priori, or why not other methods? Basically we have just discussed 2 methods, that is a priori and FP growth. But why this FP growth is a winner? So we are having divide and conquer mechanism here. Okay, so that decomposes both the mining task and database according to the frequent patterns obtained so far. Okay, that is known as what divide and conquer. So it decomposes what? Both the mining task को भी decompose कर रहा and database according to the frequent patterns obtained so far. It leads to focus search of smaller databases or what we can say whatever number of smaller databases are there उसके अंदर भी हम उसको use कर सकते हैं. And other factors, those are very common that differentiate it with the a priori algorithm. That is what we can say. No candidate generation, no candidate test, of course. As there is no candidate generation, as like in case of what we can say a priori algorithm, so no candidate test are there. Compressed database, so FPT structure. No repeated scan or on entire databases. Okay, if you know, in case of a priori algorithm for generating candidates, every time we have to scan that particular data set. So here there is no repeated scan. Then what we can say, basic operations like what we can say, simply a single operation is there, counting local frequency items and building FP tree, no pattern search and matching. Okay, so as these are the cases, what we can say, this FP growth is a winner in this particular finding frequent patterns. Okay, now as I have already said, this a priori algorithm, whereas what we can say this FP growth, that works on horizontal basis. Okay, where we can have what we can say, yes, of course, the tree structure, then we are going downwards, that is known as concept hierarchy generation. Okay, apart from that we can have certain vertical methods also. This is known as what we can say max miner, where mining max patterns, we are going to mine a max pattern. Max pattern is what? Pattern, okay, whose super pattern cannot be found. Okay, a pattern whose super pattern cannot be found, that is known as what we can say a max pattern. So suppose if we consider this is what the transaction database with the transaction number 10, 20, 30, and these are the items in the transaction that are bought by the customers. Okay, now whenever we scan it first time, we will find frequent patterns or frequent items. Now what are the frequent items here? So we can have A, B, C, D and E. Okay, there is no F. Why there is no F? Because F occurs only once. Otherwise, all others are appearing what we can say either 2 or more than 2 times. Okay, so inside this 3 transaction, only F is one such item which appears only once, and that's why it is considered as infrequent. So during first scan, we have to remove it. Then in second scan, we have to find out the support for 2 items. Okay. Now if we are having, these are the single items, okay, find frequent items, single items in first scan. So what is the combination of 2 items here? We can have AB, then AC, AD, AE, okay, as like it is already written here. Then we can have BC, then BD and BE in second step. Then we can have CD and CE, okay. अगर हम 3 items के लिए जाते हैं, okay, so we can have what we can say 3 items के लिए जाते हैं, so we can have CDE, okay, we can have whatever. अगर 4 items के लिए जाते हैं, so we can have BCDE. 5 items के लिए जाते हैं तो ABCDE. So all are there, of course, and those are considered as what we can say the potential, okay, as it is already written here, potential maximum patterns. These are the potential maximum patterns. Okay. अब ये जो particular हमने potential maximum patterns निकाले, of course, for single item, for 2 items combination, for 3 items, up to 4 and 5 items combination. Here we observe that BCDE is a max pattern, because if we observe BCDE into what we can say the 4 item combination as well as that is there in 5 item combination also. So BCDE is one such combination that appears maximum time, okay, because what we can say whatever number of transactions are given, okay, these are the number of transactions. Of course, here at least the customer have purchased 4 items. Why we are going for BCD as a 4 item combination? Why not for 3 item, 2 item, 1 item? Because the customers have purchased 4 items, no? Okay, in this particular transaction database, among these 3 transactions, every customer have purchased 4 items. If you observe here in 20 number and 30 number, 4 items are there. In case of 10 number transaction, we are having 5 items. Okay, so as the customers have purchased 4 items, the frequent pattern that we have to find out is for 4 items. And here we can have BCDE, that BCDE appears inside the 20 number transaction. And in case of 10 number transaction also, even if the transaction consists of 5 items, these 4 items BCDE appears there also, and that's why this BCD is considered as max pattern that we have to find, that we found here. Okay, so no need to check BCD, BDE, CDE in later scans, of course. So this is what we can say a max minor procedure for finding out what we can say the maximum pattern. Okay, apart from this, what we can say max minor method, we can have another terminology, another methodology here, that is used to find out what we can say the close pattern, close site or mining frequent close pattern. Okay, now we know that what is close pattern. The definition itself says that one such pattern in the transaction data set, okay, among all the what we can say possible patterns, okay, whose superset cannot be what we can say frequent. ऐसा पैटर्न जिसका सुपरसेट फ्रीक्वेंट नहीं है, ऐसे पैटर्न को हम बोल रहे हैं, मैक्सिमम पैटर्न को हम बोल रहे हैं क्लोज पैटर्न. So basically there is no difference between what we can say max pattern and close pattern. Okay, close pattern is one such max pattern rather, whose superset cannot be found or whose superset is not frequent, and such type of close pattern is considered as what we can say frequent close patterns. Okay, so if we observe here for minimum support value 2, okay, and this is what the transaction database where we are having 5 transactions recorded for different A, B, C, D and maximum E, F items. Okay, so in case of first step, what we have to do, list all the frequent items in support ascending order. Okay, now if we observe here, at least the support value is given, minimum support value is given as what 2. So we have to find out all those particular items from this transaction which satisfies this minimum support value 2. And we have to list all those particular items in the descending order, in the ascending order. So we are having D here, then A, then F, then E, and then C. So if we observe, this C appears how many times? 1, then we can have C in 30, 2 in case of 40, and in case of 50. So C appears 4 times. If we calculate E's support, so E appears 4 times. If we calculate suppose F support, F appears how many times? F appears 4 times. Then A, what about A? A appears 3 times. F, E and C, this appears 4 times, but A appears 3 times. And what about D? So D appears what 2 times. So we are having A, then D, okay, but those are written in ascending order. So D is appearing 2 times, then A 3 times, then F, E, C, those are appearing 4 times, and that's why it is written in ascending. Why we have not taken here B? Because B is appearing only once, and minimum support value is given as what 2, and that's why of course there is no D inside this particular what we can say consideration. Then we have to divide this search space. Search space can be divided by partitions, by what we can say patterns having D, but no A, etc. So we can have what we can say the search space that can be divided in many different forms. So this is one of the examples. Then we have to find out patterns, frequent close patterns recursively. So from every transaction having D also has CFA. So CFAD is a frequent close patterns. देखो हमने क्या लिखा है? So every transaction having D. Okay, for every transaction which has D, okay, that also has what we can say CFA. So in that particular case, we can write here CFAD is considered as frequent close pattern. Okay, so this is how one of the example for finding out that particular close patterns. Okay, same the concept is given here while finding those particular close set items, what we can say mining close item set by pattern growth. Of course, we are going to grow it, as like what we can say in the last example, we are having what we can say every transaction having D also has CFA. So we are growing that particular one to find out CFAD as a frequent close patterns. Okay, so here also what we have done, item set merging. Okay, so for growing purpose, for finding out the growth, frequent pattern growth, we are going to merge those particular items. So item set merging is there. If Y appears in every occurrence of X, अगर हर बार X आते समय अगर Y आ रहा, या हर बार जिसने X आइटम खरीदा वो अगर Y आइटम भी खरीद रहा X आइटम के साथ में, then Y can be merged with X. समझ में आ रहा? So what we are doing, we are going to find out the growth, mining close item set by patterns, pattern growth. Okay, so what is written? If Y appears in every occurrence of X, हर बार X खरीदने के बाद Y खरीदा जा रहा, Okay, so we can say that why to keep that y and x separately? Merge it, no? So y can be merged with x. Then we can have sub item set pruning. Okay, in case of sub item set pruning, if y is there with x and superset of x equals to superset of y hota hai, x and y all are what we can say descendants in the set enumerated tree can be pruned. मतलब क्या हो रहा कि अलग अलग जो आइटम्स है उसको निकाल दो, रिमूव कर दो and y and x को कंबाइन करके मर्ज करके एक साथ लिखो. Even we can use what we can say hybrid tree projection, where bottom up physical tree projection is there, top down pseudo tree projection is there, item skipping. Okay, कुछ items को हम skip कर सकते हैं, but of course this methodology is to find out the closest item set that are not into the consideration for as per this particular video is concerned. Okay, so this is what we can say the closest item set that can be found. So I think this was the discussion over what we can say the conditional pattern basis, how to construct the conditional trees from that particular conditional pattern basis. Then we have seen what we can say what are the what we can say plus point of that particular FP tree. Okay, why the FP tree is considered as what we can say frequent pattern tree is considered as the winner in finding out the frequent patterns. What that particular what we can say max minor method is there, and what is this particular closed item set. So these are some of the terminologies, these are some of the methods that are used to find out frequent patterns, and these methodologies are called as scalable methods for finding frequent items. So here in this particular video we are going to stop here. Hope you understood all these particular concepts properly, and thank you friends, keep watching my videos.